Can you guys hear me? Good morning. Hello. How are you doing? I forgot to put the 30-second countdown timer on. So sorry. Hey, if you're joining me, say hello. I'm not going to keep you very long. There's a lot of paid cookie classes today with different folks. And so I just wanted to quickly jump on, remind you that your code. Well, first, let's do this. Hey, Deborah. Hi, Bobby. If you haven't signed up for live stream text alerts yet, you can do that by texting the word live stream, all one word, all capital letters, to the phone number 540-870-0726. It'll pop you directly into the texting group, okay? Let me take that off, and then let's say hello to a few people and jump right in. Hello, hello. How is everybody? Let's see. We've got Deborah here. Hi, Deborah. Deborah, where are you from? I know, but I can't remember. Hey, Bobby, how are you? Hi, Mary Jean. How are you, my friend? Hi, Patricia. Patricia's hollering in from Texas. Hello, Miss Sherry's in Florida. So really quickly, guys, I want to show you the results of what we did last night. And remember, I told you last night that I used a product called Flex Frost Sheets from Icing Images, and the Icing Images information is right here if you want to watch the video later. This is a white 10-pack of Flex Frost Sheets. Last year, I used a really large lace mat, like 18 inches by almost 2 foot, the really big ones that are for cakes. And I laid my Icing Images sheet on the top of it. I spritzed it, and then I just mushed it back and forth in the mat. And that worked okay, but I don't tend to need to make really large pieces like that. I don't use it that much for that. So I decided this year for another project that I'm working on that I was going to check out all the new videos that were out on the Icing Images site. Deborah's in Kentucky. Okay. All right. Gotcha. Hello there, Miss Karen. Hi, Cheryl. So what I did last night, I'm working on just some bits and pieces for different projects over the next couple of months. And last night I wanted to experiment with the most recent videos I've seen from Icing Images, where they actually, and this is all in the video from last night, but they keep their scraps, because the scraps of these Flex Frost sheets can be used to make edible glue. They can be used instead of the the regular item from like, I don't want to say a particular company name, but the items that you purchase to make your lace in your lace mats. There's other products on the market, but I had heard this was great for these little small projects, things like this, right? Christine, I bet you could if you tried this, because this is so much. I had no luck using the other products, but I had great luck with this, and especially last night. So last year at Christmas, when I did that big mat, I had, I don't feel like I had as much control. I feel like if you're working in a small area, you could make it work, but I tried to do a whole big mat, and I had a lot of trouble getting all of the holes filled by laying that sheet on top. So in the newer Icing Images video, they show just using any kind of small cereal bowl, you know, like we have our white mixing bowls. If you've got a kit from me before, then if you got the first kit, you have one of those bowls that I like to use. And I took just a third of a new Flex Frost sheet because I didn't have any left over. But seriously, guys, it doesn't matter if your scrap sheets are completely dried out and brittle. What I'm about to tell you will work. Few spritzes of water mixing, few more spritzes of water mixing, few more spritzes of water mixing, and I made a paste, all in the video last night. Then I added a little bit of gel coloring after I was down to like a paste mix. It almost looked like, to me, it looked like about an 18-second royal icing consistency is what I feel like I got it to. And I went ahead and move that out of the way. I don't want you guys to see that just yet. I did a little coloring, and then we did a little experimenting about spritzing the mats with glitter, and then putting the Flex Frost in there, and scraping it, or putting it in and then doing the glitter on the outside. We did a couple of things last night. So let's go through. And we also did 3 different things. We did the sheet of medallions, and this is by Sugar Veil. We did this by this green burlap mold, which I wasn't sure if it was going to work, from Marvelous Molds. Remember, I told you it was super thin, so I wasn't sure if it was going to work. It might be my favorite. It totally worked. And then I had this piece of that I had cut off the corner of one of the super large cake mats. So it was as I expected. About 2 o'clock this morning, I could peel all of these medallions out of this mat because it was thin, so it was dry very fast. I didn't have to put it in the dehydrator or anything. Marvelous Molds, about 6 a.m. this morning, I was able to peel this off. This is so cool. I can't wait to show you this up close. And then I had this third mat that we did. I just popped it in the dehydrator, and it's been in there for about 30 minutes. I don't know if I made it too brittle or not, but I was so frustrated because every time I started trying to peel this off, this is one of the deeper mats, and I was having a lot of trouble getting it to release from the mold. So let's try this again on camera. And if you guys have to go because other classes are starting, it's okay. Just take off. You can watch this later. It's just, I wanted to show it to you and get the recording made, because I'm heading up to the mountain at 11. We're going to have lunch around 12 and have our last visit before they close down for this winter season. Now, putting it in the dehydrator worked great, and I'll show you. It's totally dried out, but still flexible. And you can tell, you guys, if it's still too wet to pull off the mat and you start pulling it up, it's real stretchy. So you can tell you need to stop before you rip it. Like even right here, it feels a little stretchy, but I'm going to go for it because we're on the live, okay? Really, I would have peeled that up, popped it back in the dehydrator in real life, right? Let me pull this up. So you can see I'm just basically rolling it off the mat, or rolling the mat off of it, and keeping my hand to hold the lace so it doesn't rip, right? And this one's probably a little more difficult than most of them because it's so deep. So this, you're seeing what, it's 10 o'clock. It's been in the dehydrator half an hour, plus it was air drying for 12 hours. So deeper mats, you're going to just have to allow more time. But look, this is, you can't tell in the mat. Maybe you can tell on camera here. It actually is interwoven thick burlap. Can you see that? Like over to the left where my finger's moving? You can't tell when you look at the mold the kind of detail you're going to get from this thing. That is insane right there. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? So that's the big mat. So you just have to allow more time. Now, the other thing we said we were going to talk about is whether you could definitely tell something was a top and bottom. On this particular mat, yes, it's very obvious that this was the part that was down in the mold, and it has a pattern, versus this, which was the top. Okay, so super obvious. Beautiful, love it, extremely flexible. We're going to be able to do all kinds of stuff with this. Okay, love it. Now, this is the one I wasn't sure if it would work. I like this one even better. This is from Marvelous Molds. Again, you can't tell the level of detail you're going to get from looking at the mat, but look at what it made. Let me lift it there. Let's focus. Can you see that? Look at it. It actually looks like it even has the phrase. This mat was fantastic. And I'll show it to you next to this one, because huge difference. One actually looks like authentic woven burlap sack, and the other one looks like burlap, but the difference, that's really cool, right? I mean, this looks like burlap ribbon off a roll. I mean, and I didn't think it was going to work because the mat's so thin, but it worked fabulous. I will say this though, it's a silicone mat. I don't think, I'm going to test it just so I can tell you guys for sure. I don't think putting a sheet on here, spraying it, and then working it in would have worked. I don't think I would have got this level of detail, because if my sheet was not fully liquefied I don't think it would have sunk into all the nooks and crannies. And to me, getting that's what I wanted for the project this is for. That's super important. So I will be taking time, and it did take time. Y'all saw I did it live. And I only did a third of a sheet. Next time I'll do a full sheet or scraps equivalent to a full sheet if I'm making it, because I'm already making it. I think it actually would have been easier to work with a larger quantity in the bowl when I was mixing. But both of them did very well. I could see them. This is more, to me, when I looked at this one, this is more like, this would be good on a nautical cookie, like, right, for fishing net. This is thicker. It's called, the mat itself was called a burlap mat. But to me, this is more nautical in nature. This would be great on pirate cookies. This would be great to make fishnet for like I don't know, a fishing cookie. Do you know what I mean? Like a nautical cookie to use with anchors and stuff, like for a baby boy shower or something like that. But this is definitely, this looks like burlap that just rolled off a ribbon bolt. I mean, it's beautiful. And the coloring is just ivory from Hobby Lobby. So the coloring, I think, is important too to work in. And I like that it has these little areas where the color, where it wasn't fully mixed up. Okay. So just both of them good, different purposes. This is what I was going for. So happy the Marvelous Molds mat worked. And it's just called, it was a burlap mat, Marvelous Molds. This is about 4 by 6 inches. Okay, so let me set those to the side. Let's go back to this really quickly, because we're going to head up to the mountain in just a minute, because I need to be up where there's cell service to release your code to book rooms for the sugar, for the unplugged retreat. Okay, so I need to make sure I'm at the top where there's cell service so that I can post that at noon for you guys. All right, so the mat, remember this one. Yeah, this one we sprayed gold. We sprayed a luster dust gold into the mat before we poured and scraped. So here's the deal with these little guys. Honestly, I think they look good from both sides. Yes, this is a little more flat. On this side, it's a little more rounded, like a real doily would be. Ooh, Marvelous Molds, 30% off today. So go shopping, because you just saw what that mat did. It was really pretty. So I think you could go either way. Here's the thing. I don't think it paid to spray it ahead of time. I can't see it at all. Like, I can't even tell that we sprayed it, as opposed to this, where we put it in the mold and then we sprayed it with the same exact thing. Can you see the shimmer on that? So I don't think putting it in the mold helped at all. Okay. Because look at the other side. See, those look exactly the same. But then when I flip this, look at the shimmer and shine. I mean, totally was worth it. And I think either side of this, there is a little more detail on this. So maybe later today when I get back, I'll dry dust this with some luster dust and see if I, with a soft brush, and see if I can spritz that up a little bit, because that's the part that was down in the mold. But spraying the mold ahead of time, to me, I'm not going to do it again. It was a waste of product, and the product is not inexpensive product. So one test will be enough for me to know that's not what I want to do. And that's the backs on both. Okay. So let's put those down. Then remember the other one, I did nothing, right? We did nothing on this one. So pretty. These, I mean, these are beautiful, you guys. They're super flexible. And this was using the Flex Frost sheets, right? But you can see they're not cracking. I mean, I'm not being super rough with them. I could pull this apart, but they're not cracking. So I'll be storing these in a Ziploc bag if I don't use them up today. But they're very, very attractive. They're going to be very nice pieces. And I put a little extra on the side, like down here when I was making it last night, to taste it. Tastes fine. Texture doesn't bother me. Like, I'm really weird about that kind of stuff on a cookie. When there's too much of it, I'm usually tempted to just peel it off and throw it away. But if this is embedded in your icing, that's not going to bother anyone. It's totally different texture than wafer paper. It had a pleasing taste to it. Just tastes like sugar, like nothing alarming about it at all. All right, then our last medallion, remember we put the paste that we made into the mat. And then on the back side, I just loosely sprinkled a darker diamond dust and then kind of brush it across the top. This would have its place on something more rustic looking. I don't like it for what I'm going to be doing, but can you see that the color actually went all the way into the bottom of the mat? Like that should all be tan like the rest of these, but that's how much having that on top affected it. You see it? Now, this mat in particular, if you get a chance to pick it up on the cheap, it's the Medallion Mat. Okay, a little bit of trimming and you've got, can you see what I see? You should, because of all the Halloween stuff we did. But if you trimmed off this fancy edging, you've got gorgeous spider webbing. I mean, there probably is a spider web mat too, but if you only want to play around with one mat, you've got gorgeous corner 3D spider webbing right there. Mind blown. Okay, so that is my results from yesterday. I'm not going to show you the pots yet because they're not done. Please watch right around noon. I should be at the top of the mountain by then. So right around noon on the Cookie Snack Attack page, I'll be posting the website, the direct call-in phone number. But remember, it's their closing up weekend, so don't get frustrated with them if you can't speak to anyone when you call in, because I'm sure it's going to be busy. Okay, so I'll be posting the phone number, the website, and your code. And I showed you last night in the video where to put your code in. Please don't do your booking if your code isn't working, because you're going to end up paying a cancellation fee to get rid of a registration that goes through without that code. Like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hard no if you call and say, can you just fix this for me? Because it's all computerized and it's all like resort type computerized. It's not like a mom and pop operation where they can do all that for you. So please, please just make sure that you do all that. As you're booking your room, send me messages with your name. If someone's coming with you and you're rooming together, with their name. And if you're bringing that's for registered people, or if you're bringing husband, kids, pets, whatever, because I want to do my very best to have activities and accommodate everybody so that I can have proper pamphlets, information, places for everybody to be doing things while the registered people are actually doing cookies. Okay, so watch that video from last night. I'll be posting everything at noon. I'm so excited. Hope a whole bunch of you sign up right away. So really, if 15 people come, we're good. I will have enough to pay, because your registration to Cookie Snack Attack is covering the conference hall and materials that I need to buy, and a little bit towards my time for the week. So we're good if we get at least 15 people coming, and we will be going full strength ahead. 25 will make me breathe a little easier, and 50 to 60 is going to allow me to do extras. And you know I love extra. It's going to allow me to do extras for you. So I hope we will have enough people attending, okay? All right, you guys have a fabulous day. I'm going to head to the top of the mountain. If I have good enough service, I'll come on live. But I will also be posting just a regular post with the phone number, the website, and the code. And then I'll come on live and tell you again, okay? But I won't be able to help you a lot from up there because I'm not going to have a computer with me. All right, but I'm going to get on the road and get up there. This is my last day to enjoy the mountain until next spring. They don't reopen until the first week of April. So May is great because they will have been open for a full month by the time that we go. So all the kinks will be worked out, and they'll have all their staff in place, and you know, everybody will have been cooking and doing all the normal stuff that they do for a full month. So excited. Now, one last thing I want to tell you real quick. Remember, what you need to do right now is just sign up for your room. You'll be paying for the first night. It's not a reserve and you pay when you get there. It's a different kind of resort. You pay for the first night. And then remember to read through their information. But if you cancel before the 72 hours, everything is refunded except of your first night that you paid for in advance at the time you book your room. Everything is refunded except $15. It's $15 processing fee. If you cancel within the 72-hour window, you lose any refund for that first night that you've paid for. You don't pay for the rest of the nights until I guess I'm not sure if you pay at checkout or check-in, but anyway, when we're up there and registering for the conference, we're not going to register you with me for the cookieing part of the conference. We're not going to do that until the first of the year. We'll probably do that, let you guys start registering actually on the first. And that's because everybody has so much stuff coming up right now. Like you had Black Friday, Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas. There's people in this group that are going to CookieCon and coming to this. So I'm pushing our registration off. You don't have to pay with me until January 1st, okay? And I won't be able to register you until January 1st because I won't have all of the documents and things in place until after I get some projects caught up that have to be out of here for things that are occurring first quarter of next year, okay? So if you are staying on site, though, your registration fee will be $250. If you are going to drive in and cookie with us for the 4 to 5 hour time slots that we're cookieing on Tuesday through Friday, and that means you have to come when we're cookieing because it's a sliding schedule based on other activities that are occurring on the mountain. If you're driving in but you're not staying, then your registration fee is $300. It's slightly higher, okay? All right, so I think I covered everything last night. Now, Teresa, that's going to be up to you. I'm going to be checking out on Sunday morning because we stopped cookieing on Friday. And as I mentioned in the video last night, if you guys want to stay over that extra day, I'm planning an exit party to wrap everything up. We won't be in the conference center. We will be at a pavilion that's at a picnic area just a little bit up from Skyland. So I'm going to stay through Saturday night. I'll be there all day Saturday, but we're going to have a little party gathering, just some fun time to hang out, a little more relaxed, like mixer type event at the end. That will be held on Saturday, and then you guys can go to the gift shops. You can go hiking if you want, whatever you want to do. We'll wrap our event up by 2:30, and that way you'll have, because it's daylight in the springtime, so it'll be daylight until probably 7 or 7:30 at night. So we'll have our event centered around a lunchtime meal, a barbecue, a cookout, have our activities and everything up at the pavilion. I might even cook breakfast if we get up there early enough and get the cooking area. And then you'll have the whole rest of the day free. We can continue to hang out there together, or you guys can go off and go horseback riding. You can go shopping, whatever you want to do. But I will definitely be there through Sunday morning. Now, your rate stops that Saturday night. So if anybody's bringing family and you want to stay a few extra days, just know that you may have to relocate rooms for a better pricing. You may not be able to stay in the really upscale rooms at the pricing that we're getting, because we're getting almost 40% off, and we're super excited about that. They've really taken care of us. But you have the ability to come in one day early and still get the rate, and stay the one day after and get the rate. So it can be a little more vacation retreat in addition to just the cookies, okay? All right, I'll catch up with you guys later. I got to get to the top of the mountain, so I'll be there by noon, okay? See you guys soon. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the lace mat episode.